Hi guys, James at Rampant Lion Reviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to do yet another Texas beer. So this is another one that's been kindly given to me by my friend Anna, so a huge thank you to her for bringing these beers back with her from Houston. But today we are going to go to Conroe in Texas and we're having a taste of a beer from Southern Star Brewing Company. And this one is their Bombshell Blonde. As you might have guessed, it's a sort of blonde beer, golden ale kind of thing, and it comes in at 5.25%, so it should be really nice actually. Looking forward to trying this one. The Texas beers I've reviewed for you so far have been pretty good, and like I've said before, it's really cool to try things from different states in America because we're quite limited on what we can get here in Europe, and I think even in America it's quite difficult to get beers from the different states, so always cool to have the opportunity to try things like this. But anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you do want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my future reviews that hopefully I can do from Southern Star Brewing Company. Very first encounter with these guys, of course. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do subscribe to the channel. The whole channel uses a geography-based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city or state, whatever you're interested in. Do check out the whiskey and sake reviews as well, and as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. Always interesting to hear from you guys, and your support of the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Southern Star Brewing Company. So Southern Star Brewing Company were founded back in 2007 by Dave Faugeron, who used to be involved at St. Arnold Brewing Company in Houston, and the company is based in Conroe in Texas. It looks on the map as if it's maybe an hour or two to the north of the main city of Houston. But production started in March 2008, and since then the brewery have been growing very strongly, and in late 2014 they actually started the construction of a new brewery facility which opened in late 2015, and they're still continuing to expand actually. Their beers apparently are getting into quite high demand. But they were the first brewery in Texas to sell craft beer in cans, and they also host a home brewing competition every year where the winning beer goes into regular production for a year as one of the Southern Star beers, which is pretty cool actually. This started back in 2010, and the first beer that they released was a Saison. But they also have an on-site tap room which opens Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and they also offer free tours of the brewery every Saturday. So if you find yourself in Conroe in Texas, I guess you can go and check these guys out, but it seems that the weekend is the best time to do that. So yeah, that's all the info for just now about Southern Star Brewing Company. This beer came highly recommended, of course, from the shop that Anna got it in, so I'm really excited to try this. I've not tried too many blonde ales from America. I've tried quite a lot from home in Scotland, but never any from the States as far as I can remember. So looking forward to trying this one. Some of the other beers you can get from these guys, this is one of their year-round beers. So in the year-round range you have this guy, the Bombshell Blonde, the Buried Hatchet, which is a stout beer, the Pine Belt Pale Ale, the Conspiracy Theory IPA, and in the seasonals you have the Spring Pils, Summer Saison, the Oktoberfest, and also the Winter Warmer as well. They've got a few different specials that they brew as well, and seasonal beers as well, and things like that. So yeah, this guy, as I mentioned to you at the start of the video, 5.25% blonde ale. It's hopped with Sapphire, which is from Germany, and Sterling, which is an American hop if I remember rightly, and it's got American Pale and Vienna malts in this one. The Sapphire is actually known for being quite a sort of spicy, floral, aromatic hop actually from Germany, and the Sterling hop, of course, is a kind of more herbal, sort of spicy floral aromatic hop from America as well, which is supposed to be quite nice. This is my first encounter with the Sapphire hop, unless I'm quite mistaken. With the German reviews I've done, they don't usually tell you what type of hop is actually in the beers, which can be quite interesting. But I'll just let you have a little look at the artwork of this guy before we open up. It's quite nicely presented. The artwork on this reminds me of the sort of women that the American servicemen used to paint on the B-17s and the B-24s and things like that during the Second World War. Of course, the British forces didn't used to do that. They just left their planes camouflaged, of course. But on the back here it says Bombshell Blonde is brewed with American Pale and German Vienna malts. I thought Vienna malts were always Austrian, and that's why they were called Vienna. But anyway, and German Vienna malts that combine to give this ale its distinctive, smooth, creamy body. Just enough hops are added to this rich, golden coloured ale to perfectly balance its bready finish. It's non-filtered, non-pasteurised, no additives or preservatives are ever added to take away from its delicate taste. Whether enjoyed on the golf course or on the beach, or simply sitting at home, one sip of this Bombshell will blow you away. Southern Star Brewing Company. Clarity is overrated. Conroe, Texas. So yeah, nice and friend. As you can see, there's the blonde woman there sitting on her bomb, with the star there, which is pretty cool. It looks as if she's riding one of those kind of those rodeo cow things that they have over in America. But yeah, nicely presented can, this one. I quite like the classic style of artwork, and there you can see at the top there is the Southern Star Brewing Company logo on this one. But yeah, it should be really nice. I think this, it says on the can it's a 12 fluid ounce can. I think the equivalent in most of the rest of the world for that is a 330 milliliter. But as you can see, a little bit of smoky opening on this guy, and we'll get it out and into the glass. It should be quite nice, this. Like I said, I haven't tried too many blonde ales from America. Mainly it's IPAs and imperial stouts and things that we get over here in Europe from the States. But always cool to try things that are a little bit different. So as you can see, this beer's poured a really nice, quite bright orangey amber colour. It looks very nice. You can smell some of the nice juicy kind of citrusy notes off this beer actually. You can smell that nice floral aromaticity from the sterling and the sapphire in this one. There's a little bit of sediment floating around in this one. If I put my fingers behind it, you can see there is a degree of transparency to the beer, but it is rather opaque. There was about a half finger of a frothy white head on this, but that's just fading away. A few big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, and quite a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of that head. And like I say, you can see quite a few little sediment particles just floating around in this one, but it should be really nice. I always say that beer is good when it has sediment in it. That's how you know the beer is a good quality beer. So yeah, on the nose of this beer, without sugaring it up, you've got a nice bready malt base, a little bit of biscuit sweetness as well. Maybe not, I don't think so much of a richer caramel. It's the biscuit though is quite prominent, I would say, and definitely that kind of solid bready thing. So that's kind of exactly what you'd expect from a golden ale, blonde ale type beer. It smells really nice. You can smell some of the grassy hops as well, but let's sugar it up and see what else we get. Can't really do it too violently in a pint glass, mind you. Yeah, it's a little bit more fruity. I want to say there's a wee bit of orange in there, but there's a nice citrusy character to it. You can pick up some of that slightly earthy character that you always get from German hops. It's got a little bit of noble hop character to it. That'll be the sapphire coming out, of course. And you can smell it. It's, you know, it's got a nice floral aromaticity to it. It's quite. It has a little bit of spicy character, but overall, the main component of the aroma of this is, the main feature of it is that it is actually quite a sweet smelling beer. The breadiness, it's maybe got a little bit of yeasty character to it as well, to be honest with you. But it did use, I think it was a California ale yeast strain that they used in this one. But it smells really nice, so nice bit of grassy character, some floral aromaticity. There's a wee bit of herbal character in there which will be part of the sterling hops profile. But you can smell some of that earthy kind of noble character in there as well, which is really nice. Bit of earthiness from the German noble hop too, and some citrusy notes. I think there's a wee bit of orange or something in here too, which smells really nice. So just take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma of this before you get stuck in. That's half the experience with craft beer. Just enjoy the aroma a little bit and then get stuck into it. But we'll give this guy a try now. So this one is the Bombshell Blonde Ale from Southern Star Brewing Company in Conroe, Texas. Once again, thank you to Anna for bringing this beer back over to Sweden for me. Skål! Oh yeah, that's nice. There's quite an unusual mouthfeel to this one. This one has a really different mouthfeel from the blonde ales that I've had back home in Scotland. You can feel the sort of bready and sweeter character from the Vienna malts in this one. I always loved the Vienna lagers, these Austrian beers, because you have this nice bready, this solid kind of German style bread to the beer, and then on top of that you always get a bit of biscuity malt and some richer caramel too. You can pick that out in this beer. So if you pay attention to the middle of your palate, you've got a nice smooth malt base there, just goes right across the top. You can feel a little bit of pale malt in there, but then for me it's the Vienna malts that are really pushing their way forward on this one. You've got a bit of the thicker bready character. There's almost a little bit of this kind of brown bread style that you get in Germany. You can really pick that up in this beer. And in the middle of the palate there's a bit of biscuity sweetness, but then as you go right into the middle of the palate there's a little bit of richer caramel there, so you can feel the beer getting gradually sweeter and sweeter as you concentrate more and more into the middle of your palate. That's nice though. As I say, it's quite different from any other blonde ale that I've had before, and it works. It works quite well. I think on Rate Beer, this beer wasn't rated too highly within the blonde style. They only had it rated at like 40 or 50, something like that. And in a way I can see maybe why that's true, because it's quite quirky within the blonde ale style. And I think it was rated about 60 overall, to be honest with you, but I think that rating for this beer is too low. It's definitely better than that. It's definitely, like I say, I can see why it has that rating within the style, because it is quirky within the blonde ale style, but it's certainly better than the 60 that it had in overall. This beer should be into the 80s, I think, the kind of lower sort of mid 80s. It's a nice beer, this, and like I say, it's different from the other blonde ales I've had before. It might actually fit better into the Helles style of beers, actually. It could go across quite well as a sort of Munich style Helles, this one. The Munich Helles, of course, is always a bit more bready, and it has a little bit, but usually it can be a little bit stronger on the hoppy side of things. So maybe in terms of style, this beer would fit more into the Helles style, but of course it doesn't really matter the style of beer. The most important thing is whether it's good, and I like this beer. This is a good, nice, sessionable ale, this one. So yeah, on the hoppy side of things, back corner of the palate, I'm getting a little bit of earthiness. That's the sapphire hop coming out. That's these noble characteristics. As you move further forward, you get more of a floral aromaticity to this one. There's a little bit of spicy character there on the side of the palate. As the taste progresses, you can start to pick up a little bit more of the herbal aspect to this beer, and as you go round the front curve of the palate, it's a bit lighter and grassy, I would say, which is really quite nice. Behind the front curve of the palate too, you'll get that little oily bubble where the fruity character comes out of the beer. There's maybe a wee tiny bit of orange, but I think it's more that kind of almost grassy, sort of lemony citrus. The citrusy character in this one for me is more like a sort of Asian lemongrass kind of thing, which is quite interesting. It's not a really sharp lemony character like sometimes you can get, but there's definitely a hint of an almost lemongrassy flavour coming out of this beer. But overall, it's really nice, and the main question would be, would I drink this beer again? And yeah, I would. The comment, as I said, with this beer would be, in terms of being a blonde ale or a golden ale, that's a style you more associate with England. And with Scotland, of course, we've got a lot of blonde ales as well. The beer style strikes me as being more of a Helles beer. It's got that Vienna malt that's in there, gives it a bit of sweetness and a bit more body than you would normally expect from the golden ale, blonde ales kind of thing. But as I say, the style of beer doesn't matter. What matters is that whether it's a good beer, and it certainly is. And I would say the beer rating on this one, ignore it. The beer's better than that. This is quite a nice beer, and I would recommend that you try it if you get the chance. If you like your blonde ales and golden ales, and you like Vienna lagers, you probably will enjoy the flavours of this beer. If you enjoy a good kind of Bavarian Helles beer, this is another beer that you're going to enjoy from the States too, so definitely check it out. But in terms of the mouthfeel, this one, I'd say this guy is mid-bodied. It's got quite a smooth carbonation to it. It's got a little bit of crispness from the hops at the same time though. The malt base is very smooth, a good bit of sweetness to it as well. The hoppy character, overall is quite smooth, but there is a little bit of bitter and dry character there too, and there's a little bit of juiciness from the fruits in this beer, but overall it is a really nice beer. I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. I'd love to try it on tap and see how it comes across, because you always get a bit of a thicker mouthfeel with them on tap, but at the same time this beer has a little bit of refreshing character to it as well. And in terms of a blonde ale, I would say it's a bit heavier. Like I said, maybe it fits the Helles style beer or the Vienna style beer a bit more closely, but overall it's a good beer, and I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. So once again, a big thank you to Anna for giving me this beer, and it's been cool to review some more Texas beers for you. So yeah, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Do let me know your own thoughts on this beer and the brewery in the comment section below. Always interesting to hear from you guys. Do check out all my social media and my other reviews and things, and get in touch and let me know some other Texas beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. Until the next time, it's Landry just now. Make sure you check out the Bombshell Blonde Ale from Southern Star Brewing Company in Conroe, Texas. It's Landry just now, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Cheers.